Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NGS. Here tonight, we've got the Div A West playoffs. Thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be Adults with Jobs versus sOaK LaNe. And joining me tonight is going to be my co-caster, Park555. How are you doing tonight, Park?
I'm doing all right. Pretty excited for this game.
Awesome. I gotta throw you up a guest host here. Make sure everyone knows. Park555, of course, being the... are you the captain on...
Yes, I am the captain of Happy Accidents.
Happy Accidents, that's right. How could I forget that name? Yeah, it's things are going pretty well over there. Have you guys played your playoff game yet?
No, we're playing it tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, you are. And you're playing Average Joe's over there in A West. But first, we're going to take a peek at the bracket here for Div A West, excuse me. There's some missing pieces here. We actually know every one of the quarterfinals here besides tonight, this game here tonight. So Archetype versus Baby Makers. Archetype won, so they've moved on. Balloon Granted Strength lost against Blasting Burrows, so the next semifinal will be Archetype versus Blasting Burrows on that end. And the winner of tonight's match is going to face Stepdads, who won by forfeit today in Div A West. I was going to cast that game, but it was not to be. But instead, we're going to look here tonight. Our first map, the graphic there that is at the bottom is a lie. We are actually going to Sky Temple. It should change there momentarily. And it looks like both teams are ready. I'm going to just give them a little heads up, and I'm going to give them a countdown, and we're going to get started with this game. Park, do you know anything about either of these teams?
Well, I know that Adults with Jobs is clearly the favorite here, being the number 2 seed from West. I did also do a brief amount of scouting on Stats of the Storm. I know the first thing I looked for, given that it was Sky Temple, was seeing if either of these teams were Abathur teams, and neither of them are, unfortunately. No slug for us.
I have a feeling Adults with Jobs could potentially do it, just knowing them. They tend to play a more macro style of games. So that does seem up their alley if they've been practicing it, but we'll find out pretty soon here.
Mm-hmm. If it's something they've been holding in their pocket, it could definitely be pretty strong.
Yeah, and soak every lane. Abathur's very good at soaking every single lane in the game.
This is true.
Bans, if anything in Div A is familiar, it's going to be Kerrigan, Genji, I'm sure would be one of them. Asmodan, if you don't want to deal with that nonsense.
Yes, Adults with Jobs is an Asmodan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we know that definitely from last season NGS. Instead, we're going to get the Maiev ban right off the bat. Kind of an off ban. She's good right now. She's just not really considered top tier at the moment, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. That's so judgmental, top tier. Like, she's a good hero, just I don't see her first ban.
Yeah, I think Maiev is probably a little bit underrated right now, especially on maps like this, because if you go Naishas, you have good camp taking potential, you have really good ganking, you have good team fight, you have lots of area damage. I think that she's just an all-around pretty good hero. It's still curious to see her banned out ahead of the Genji, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're first pick, so they could be gunning for one of those top picks themselves.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah, there's the Genji. They could be going for the Kerrigan if the Adults with Jobs do not ban it out here. They could be going for the global advantage, trying to get a Dahaka here, trying to get that Abathur.
Yeah, curious to see what they prioritize the most. I doubt it's going to be an Abathur first pick. Could be just something safe as well. You could see like a Muradin or a Diablo here too.
Yeah. This is a best of 3 tonight. The winner, it is single elimination tournament, so the winner will move on. But the loser does get to get their choice of map pick or first pick. Here's Johanna being picked up first. That's going to enable some rotations for them. Gets a good start. Pretty solid, safe pick, like you said. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The maps that were banned, by the way, are Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire. So we're not going to see those two tonight.
The Johanna implies that they're not going to have a very aggressive tank. There's the Urel, which is not surprising.
Yep.
And the Muradin.
Jumpin' pals.
Yep. Very safe, very standard, just big sacks of meat on both sides right now.
Yeah. Urel's just probably going to do offlane. And I see teams do, especially in NGS, they handle the offlane a little bit differently here. Sometimes you send them top, and sometimes they'll send them bottom. Depends on where the team wants to focus for that particular game. Tyrande, a notable exception, actually falls down to the second and third pick.
And Phoenix.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're going to try to pick up for any kind of salvo setup, or potentially set up for Planet Cracker if we want to get a little bit more crazy.
Yeah, Planet Cracker plus Joe doesn't quite seem like the right situation. I mean, you go you don't have to even go punish. You just pull people in, use condemn into I can't remember what Johanna's Q is called.
I thought it was called Punish.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I'm thinking the talent name is something different as well. Hanzo Band,
yeah. Hanzo Band don't want the cheesy boss race.
Yeah. But yeah, you throw Johanna's Q down in after a condemn. Phoenix get a good salvo off there.
It's not awful, but it's definitely not the kind of big setup that a lot of times you want for salvo.
Yeah, especially it's no lightning breath, that's for certain. Got the support band coming out. They've already got their support. Deckard is still available. I could expect him. Alex Straza is an option.
I'm hoping that they'll probably just go with the standard Deckard here. I think it's pretty solid right now, unless they're going to try something like a solo support Abathur.
Yeah, especially into something like Yrel and Murda. And speaking of the devil, hey, as we were mentioning earlier, they are indeed an Azmodan team. Is Azmodan like on his own for stacks, do you think? Or who's going to be helping him out? Maybe Yrel?
I mean, they flexed their last, what's probably going to be arranged.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's going to be them, or they're just going to stick him with the Deckard, and then Deckard's just going to throw out a couple skill shots to auto-attack a couple times, then just, like, slowly stack them up.
Yeah.
But my guess is that it's going to be their last pick.
Jaina being grabbed, along with the Blaze, that covers even more wave clear. That's 4 pretty good wave clear heroes. Johanna, Jaina, and Blaze are great. Phoenix is good. So that's definitely a wave clear advantage going over to sOaK every lane, as you'd expect from their title.
Also, huge setup for salvo now. Between the Jaina, the Blaze, and the Johanna.
Yeah, a lot of oil slicks, a lot of bunker produce. They go for the Cassia, probably specifically to mess with the Phoenix, in the fact that Cassia is just good. Just will output a lot of damage. One thing missing here is the finisher.
Yeah. Cassia can kind of serve as a finisher. She is a little bit sticky, but it's not. It's nothing amazing.
I mean, does she have to go ball lightning here for the little extra bit of burst, or do you think that we're okay? Do you think they can get kills just off of Valkyrie?
I think if they're good at using Valkyrie, it's probably going to be better here. It's a really great pick tool, and you're going to see a lot of small skirmishes. And like, if you have like a Cassia Deckard versus maybe like a Tyrande Jaina, and they pick either one of those up with a Valkyrie, they're going to be dead. Yeah,
and if I know adults with jobs, they may just choose not to fight until level 16.
Yeah, and so, on a map like Sky Temple, you can definitely do that.
Yeah, and it's something they've done in the past before, especially in their Azmodan composition. That was an awkward audio transition. I know you couldn't hear that, Park, but I just cut the music hard and didn't have anything in the backup there. Just for all you audiophiles out there. Anyway, we're going to get into the game. Adults with jobs over here in the blue, circling the core. We've got Nats playing the Deckard, Kane, Randy on the Azmodan, Murmaduke? I think it's Murmaduke on the Murden, Retrofunk playing the Cassia, and Yrel off in space, played by I Just Fizzed.
And on the right here, we have sOaK every lane with the Tornado on Blaze, DMN13 on Phoenix, Strogs on Tyrande, Philip K on Johanna, and Kid on Jaina.
Right, we're starting off. It looks like Adult the Job's going to grab the Vision, maybe trying to grab a fight here. Azmodan goes Annihilate. No, he's holding his one talent, actually. I was so confused by that. I was like, oh, he's got Annihilation, which is his trait.
Curious. Oh, okay, he's going for the standard Gluttony build, it looks like.
Is that the standard these days? Because I've heard good things about auto attack build, but I haven't even tried Azmodan in a very long time.
I can assure you that in Hero League, Gluttony is very much the standard.
And that's pretty much all we need. Hero League builds are usually the best builds, so we're going to see Cassia and Phoenix battling it out in bottom, and Narelle Blaze having a snooze up here top. And it doesn't look like we see a lot of rotation. Ooh. I was not watching that. Phoenix in a pool of blue blood. Retro Funk flexing onto the Phoenix. Jaina's going to come down, make sure they don't miss any sOaK, but an excellent kill from Retro Funk there on Cassia.
Yeah, early first pick, I didn't get to see too much of it myself. I only saw the tail end. Looked like the Phoenix just stepped out too far, didn't respect Cassia's ability to engage.
So Hannah has this iron skin to escape. Is going to turn around, blind everybody. With also Jobs going to grab the camp. Bottom, Blaze and Narelle just doing their thing. Toronto's soaking mid. Both teams opting to get their Giants right off the bat.
I want to see this Urel run it down very hard on the Blaze and not just let him free clear, because as Urel, you can sit on the Blaze's face and he can't really do anything but cry.
Yeah, the question is, you know, does she get try to get structure damage, or does she try to start dual soaking? Because that'll allow also Jobs to do a lot with their 4-man.
Looks like Blaze is going to rotate mid here, potentially look for something, but it looks like he's going back up. Early Night Camp getting picked up. They might try to time it to cap with the objective.
Yeah, the Giants winning out bottom. Jaina all alone, except here comes Adults with Jobs. 4-man rotate onto the Jaina. Doesn't look like they're going to find themselves a pick. Urel all alone. They're just missing off the map. Adults with Jobs have no idea where they're at. They're respecting that too.
Interesting pickup here by the Deckard at level 1. He goes for Scroll of Identify over Sapphire, which definitely means that they want to try to blow people up really hard.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the Johanna Jaina Blaze. I don't know that you actually have difficulty landing those big roots.
Yeah. It's still interesting to me to see it though, because Sapphire allows you to do it. Like I said, on Sky Temple, you will end up in a lot of those small skirmishes, and being able to guarantee a CC to land can be a very big deal on this map.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going for the blow everyone up style of play here. Cassia actually goes to the W build for the extra blinds. Urel is out safely, just Urel things. An interesting Urel build here, looking just as very reactive. We have a fight going on as Toronto lands a big stun onto Aegis Fizz, and Urel can't do Urel things anymore. Goes down, stuck out a little bit too long.
No, Urel may have a lot of health and a lot of nonsense going on, but she can't 1v3 most of the time.
Adults with Jobs content to just sit here in the top lane, trying to poke out the enemy. Murden got the... Wow, Murden very low. Murden got the middle temple all by himself. This Night Camp actually pushing all the way up onto the wall, but it's not going to get a lot done. But speaking of getting things done, top temple almost has fort. Might get fort with these last 5 shots, actually.
And that looks like... Oh, not quite. And now sOaK Every Lane has taken a structure lead, so hopefully we'll see them play carefully from now on and just continue to trade out structures as much as they can.
Yeah, they've got the level 7 advantage. They can pretty much dictate... they don't have that much of a level advantage, actually. It seems to be all through structure. I'm going to show the XP breakdown here. Looks to be about even about 1,000, 1K sOaK in favor of sOaK Every Lane.
sOaK Every Lane does, in fact, seem to be doing a slightly better job at soaking every lane.
Actually, we're even on structures. It looks like Adults with Jobs, they found the structure mid with Murden sitting on that mid temple.
You mentioned the Urel build at level 4, going for the Aegis of Light with the 35 armor. This is a really strong talent, especially if you can stack armor with it, which they can with the Cassia.
Yeah.
And it's also a really great answer to the Salvo combo coming out.
Yeah, it's going to give a lot of response for the Phoenix. They're moving mid, but neither team really wanting to get engaged. They're just trying to see if they can find some kind of weakness.
Yeah, which makes sense to some degree. It is Sky. Usually there's always going to be at least one team that wants big fights and one team that doesn't.
Rondo stun coming out. Retro Funk not in any danger, just kind of walking around. That physical armor from Cassia doing its work. These Giants are out. The temple is up. Both teams on an even tier. This is going to be a big fight if the teams choose to take it.
sOaK every lane might opt to try to just get 10 before taking a big fight so that they have their wombo available. I would like to see adults with jobs not give them the ability to just like clump in an area and just get womboed for free. I don't think that they need to, especially on Sky Temple. So very much look to see what happens there.
Oh, Blaze looking for a flank, doesn't find it, has to back up. Yeah, sOaK every lane, very, very close to 10. Blaze is going to try and help them find it. In the meantime, they're standing on this temple, adults with jobs, not allowing them to have it. Or just
As you
allowing
can
them
see,
to have it, excuse me.
eVeRy is trying to do her best to double sOaK mid-top, which seems like a wise idea. I would like to probably see them at this point, now that sOaK every lane has 10, for them to just back off and try to trade out structures mid. They could very easily get the mid fort right now, if they so desired.
Yeah, they could find a fight here, especially because they're stepping off the temple. They will probably have 10 before this temple is done, but they're not going to get too much out of it. They could find some kills. The 10s are in. We're going to see what they do. Mermaduke stepping all the way onto the point, very far from the rest of his team. Johanna in the middle of the back line of the top, but there comes out. Mermaduke kills Jaina. There's a kill onto Johanna's strokes, getting very low. Retrofunk almost being taken out. Blaze trying to find the kill in the back line. It's not going to happen. Retrofunk's going to get killed up, and Blaze might have killed himself to try and get that kill. The bunker is out, but it doesn't matter. He is toast.
Oof. That is not what you want to see as sOaK every lane right now. When they get initiated on, they either need to make sure that they're not getting initiated on, or that there's going to be a bunker right away to deal with it.
Yeah, Mermaduke, and a bunker way earlier would have been really good for sOaK every lane. Mermaduke with an excellent dwarf toss into the back line finds a good stun, and they get a kill off of it, and that snowballed that fight.
We see the Ring of Frost getting picked up for Jaina, which is curious given that there isn't a whole lot of setup for it other than Blessed Shield right now.
Yeah.
And Blessed Shield it's not awful, but it's usually not the biggest wombo potential that you want.
Yeah, I mean, they may be counting on Blaze for this. Speaking of Blaze, moving up here with the body blocks onto I Just Fizz. The Blizzard is out. The Jaina damage there. Can Urel make it out with 40 damage? Divine Steed gets I Just Fizz to safety.
Hashtag never feed.
I just feeded? I don't know. There's something.
Fed?
That's nothing. But yeah, I think they may be counting on the Blaze jet propulsion. You get a good 3-man jet propulsion, and Jaina is on point with that, with the ring. You're gonna hit everybody.
Yeah, potentially.
But you know, it is a long shot. It is a rough setup, but that's never stopped people from landing good rings before. At least in my games.
It's also just that Sky Temple, again, is so skirmish heavy that a lot of times the lower cooldown of the water Ellie is really convenient when you find yourself stuck in those small skirmishes.
Asmodan, as we said, looks like he is just trying to get those stacks himself. Finds himself 200 right now. A little bit later than you want, but a decent amount of time for Asmodan to be effectively.
Asmodan is definitely scaling right now, and that needs to be a constant factor for sOaK every lane, especially since they're the team that's going to want to be trying to get these big team fights.
Starfall burned to try and push them off of this fork. I think it's a big heroic.
That's pretty huge right now. They're gonna get the fort, but I'm not sure if that's worth it.
They get themselves the fort. Blaze up top, not able to join this fight. Adults with Jobs 5-manning. Murden looks very low, but has Avatar available. Here comes the Ring of Frost. It's going to stop them cold, but not before Jaina goes down. Here's the Purification Salvo coming out. Urel throws out Ardent Defender, is leading the charge, trying to find somebody to slap back. Not going to happen, and that's going to stop the engagement. Oh my god, that Asmodan Tom almost dunks 2 members of sOaK every lane. Blaze is having himself a good old time up here, getting value top.
I would like to see sOaK every lane not clump so much, especially when Adults with Jobs goes missing on the minimap, because that's just asking to get dove on and Asmodan comboed.
Yeah, you've got Ball Lightning, you've got the Asmodan Q Globe of Annihilation, is that what? I forget.
Yeah, it is.
All right, my memory is serving me. You've got Deckard Cain, Stay a While and Listen. Does a lot of setup. on the side of Adults with Jobs.
Right now, they're just trading out structures right now. This is not going to work out in the end for sOaK every lane. If they continue to trade structures like this, they will lose the game.
Yeah, Adults with Jobs almost to 16, and once they get to 16, they're going to be in a much better position to control this map. They've got map control. They've got a level lead. sOaK every lane needs to make something happen.
Yeah. They're looking to invade this camp right now.
Oh, Murray has a huge stun on Tirana, caught way out, trying to free herself. Yrel slaps her back. Starfall is out there, continue the chase. Blaze is here, gets the bunker down. The turnaround maybe from sOaK every lane. Here's the ring, lands on the Nest. Deckard Cain is in trouble. Has got the big armor to save him, but he still goes down. I just fizz, now looking low. Here comes the purification salvo. Yrel, is she going to survive? Ardent Defender was down. Yrel goes down, and what a turnaround from sOaK every lane. There it is.
I think that they need to immediately do boss now, or at least push down structures as much as they possibly can. Oh, but the Tyrande!
They find the Tyrande, the slope in the fort. She walks into fort range, and Blaze finding out. Adults with Jobs not giving up. They're going to find themselves 2, maybe 3 kills, especially from the Azmodan. Randy bringing it with those big globes.
Oof, getting a little bit too greedy there after their kills. They're going to walk away with nothing.
I feel like they forgot this fort was even there.
Yeah, definitely seemed that way. The Tyrande tanked at least like 4 or 5 shots before she ended up dying.
Yeah, kudos to Randy for immediately recognizing it and landing the money globe. Is that 297 stacks going to be fully stacked soon? And for a late game composition, Adults with Jobs, they weather that storm, and now they're in a great position to finish off this game.
Indeed. sOaK every lane is going to need to make a play for boss soon if they want to remain in this game. Even if they have to take an even talent tier fight, there is no win condition on Sky Temple other than boss, or just completely annihilating the entire enemy team in one fight. But one of those is a guaranteed option. The other is not. Adults with Jobs could just refuse to fight from now on.
Yeah. The fortunate for sOaK every lane, it's just 1 temple up, so if they want to have a 5v5 right now, they can get it. Johanna way out. They made Toosted to collapse on this Johanna. The rest of sOaK every lane catches up to them. Randy shooting globes into the back line. And back up early bunker from Blaze. They are really looking scared here. They maybe want to turn this around. Phoenix is very low on shields. Everybody on sOaK every lane getting very low. Here's the stay on listen interrupted, but Tirana goes down anyway. The Starfall is out. Johanna goes down though, and there's the Blaze. There's the Ring of Frost only hitting the Azmodan, and Jaina will fall for that ring. Phoenix, the only one teleporting to safety, and Adults with Jobs can run away with the rest of this game.
Did Phoenix cancel his own ultimate by getting in the bunker?
That's very possible.
That's what it looked like, because I saw him scan, but then it didn't go off, and it went on a full cooldown.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the only explanation that I can think of. This can be an easy boss for Adults with Jobs. Yrel grabbing the top temple all by herself. This is at least a keep, if not more.
Yeah. If they push out this lane, which I hope they do,
yeah,
the bot lane, then if they get picks, they could probably end with this boss, especially if they pick up 20 along the way.
Unfortunately, they don't have the personnel to push out and prep that bottom lane. They have to finish off this boss quickly. They're showing up. Myrmidon, though, has got the body blocks. He's got the anchoring to make sure that they don't, bother their boss party.
Pushing up the lane now. It looks like they're going to 5-man defend this boss, while Yrel is going to push out the other lanes and pick up 20. Look for her to pick up 20 and then immediately run to bot to see if they can hit.
Yeah, I mean, Yrel does it. Oh yeah, Rel's heading bottom right now. They want to have a fight, maybe? No, she's just double soaking. As you said, they do have the option of trying to grab top keep. Top keep, Temple got that done real low, and that lane's pushed out, and they can steal this camp as well.
If they steal this camp, I do want to see them take this keep right now.
Yeah,
but they're gonna have to do it fast because the boss is getting shredded.
Azmonam's just sitting mid lane, poking them down, making sure they take some kind of damage. Fighting this boss. Camp is here.
And the boss is...
Yeah, boss
is down.
That was a good defense, getting that boss down quick, but they've got the Bruiser camp. They've got the spell armor. They're looking to push here with 20 newly picked talents on there, and Azmodan just throwing gloves, but this keep is toast. They got to avoid dying.
Ooh, this is a dangerous position for adults with jobs. Yeah, they have to back out now. I think that they waited too long. They either needed to just 4-man push with boss on the keep, or just immediately have gone for the keep and not have taken the bruisers. I think it took too much time.
They may be trying to turn around. Bunker is out. They have a lot of ultimates used there. Starfall was used, as I think was Blessed Shield in that encounter. There's a big stun, though, on Muradin. There's the Stay a While and Listen, going to hit 3. Phoenix is still stuck there, but no real follow-up. They're able to clear those waves so fast. The wave clear on the side of sOaK every lane, really, they're saving grace at the moment.
Yeah, I think that they're just going to try to sit here and slowly poke down this keep with the Azmodan Qs. Yep.
Yeah. Then these bottomless potions from Deckard Cain make it super simple, too. But the mid-temples probably... It shoots mid first, yeah.
Yeah, I hope that we don't see adults with jobs get too greedy here and try to make the big play for both temples at once.
Yeah.
I would very much like them to see the safe play, because while they can make the big play and it might pay off, the safe play is guaranteed. It's just guaranteed value for them.
Yeah. They do see everybody. They know that there's at least one person, if not 2, on the camp. sOaK every lane actually showing a lot of people. That's going to allow adults with jobs to move forward down onto this temple. Johanna is in trouble. The ball lightning is out. The iron skin is popped, but it's not going to be enough. They're just trying to run around in circles. She's dead. She threw out her Blessed Shield. I think it's kind of a waste. It doesn't really matter, though. She's going to be back before the cooldown is up.
Yeah, it's late enough into the game now that death timers are pretty long.
Yeah. But adults with jobs noticing that sOaK every lane is not with Johanna. They steal that temple. That's going to get them a half keep on every keep.
I'm sure Azmodan will start getting to work on that soon.
Yeah. And let's see how many keeps this 5 shots get. It gets them 2.
And they could probably get that last one pretty easily, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably going to be game. It would take a miracle for sOaK every lane to get back in this.
Yeah, this looks like a checkmate situation. You don't have your Johanna. All the lanes are pushed in, so adults with jobs can choose how they want to play this. Playing a little bit timid, but they have a lot of time to work with.
Yeah, they are not in a rush right now. I think they're just, they're just going to poke down this keep and then leave.
Yep. Oh, the next temple phase is 2 temples. They could just hearth and sit in their base. Honestly.
And this is the ideal situation to be in on Sky Temple right now. And why getting an early structure lead can matter so much is that you could just continue to trade out temples evenly.
Yeah, their top lane is pushed very far, and that's going to make it even harder for sOaK every lane to get 20, but they have 2 full lanes of experience because of all the catapults. Adults with jobs moving up top, grabbing this camp, and boy, I think this is the point where you just have to run at them, right?
Boss is going to be up in 45 seconds, 30 seconds now. I think at this point, they need to just push out all of their lanes, try to go for boss, and hope that adults with jobs just throws on the boss. They get a team wipe, and they end with boss. I think that is the only thing they can do right now to try to win.
It looks like they may be trying to do just that. However, the temples are up at the same time. I think this is checkmate. This is classic.
If adults with jobs
checkmate.
plays this correctly, yeah, this is checkmate. They need to get baited into a boss fight, I think.
It's not going to happen. They're not anywhere near boss. I mean, you don't even think about it. You think about maybe getting 2 temples here, but the 1 temple, I think it's going to get core down to at least, what, 50%, if not?
A full temple will kill the core.
Okay. But sOaK every lane doesn't want to let that happen. Murbadook getting chunked out, jumping onto safety. His trade's going to kick in a second. He actually went for 3rd wind, so if he's been taking a lot more damage than you'd expect, it's because of that 3rd wind talent from him. But Johanna getting in the middle. They're trying to make something happen. Here's the Blaze. Jeff Coulson doesn't hit anybody. Ball Lightning is out to defend. Storado Stun hits 2. They're trying to find people. They find the Ring of Frost. It hits on 2 people. Stay a while and Listen comes out, but 2 are dead. Retro Funk trying to throw damage out, but the tanks are in the middle. Urel trying to get some trails in return. They find them. Cassia comes back. Phoenix is in trouble. Avatar thrown out, and adults with jobs weather the storm.
Kata's on core.
Yeah, Katas are on core. That was almost the fight that sOaK every lane needed, but adults with jobs stay frosty just long enough, and that's going to be game number 1 going to adults with jobs.
Yep. I think the biggest problem that sOaK Every Lane has right now is I don't think that they're being as decisive as they need to be. I think with the comps that they have, they need to decide that they're going to go in, and on the map, they need to figure out where everyone is going. Because you saw that Johanna just die on the temple by herself, completely cut off from her team. And I feel that seems to me that they weren't communicating everything they wanted to do on the macro front. It feels like Johanna said, "I'm going to go get the temple," and then everybody else was like, "Okay." And then just sat around clearing lane. And I kind of say that mockingly, but it's true. This is something that happens on teams when you have people that don't communicate very well. That's what that indicated to me.
All right, we're going to see what they want to do for the next match. The sOaK Every Lane does have the option of first pick or map pick. And yeah, I think you saw that. Oh, Akuma, thank you so much for the raid. It's going to be 2 minutes late before I acknowledge it, but thank you. I really appreciate it. But yeah, when Johanna was all alone there, you saw Tyrande and Blaze and Phoenix, like every single member of sOaK Every Lane was showing on the map when you didn't need more than, I think, 2 people to show to just sOaK.
I don't think you didn't even need 2 people. I think they had katas or a camp on top, so that was fine to have Blaze show and clear. But if they really just wanted the sOaK, they can stay out of vision, but within sOaK range. That is something you can do in HOTS.
All right. And I think you saw that too, like, there was a point in the middle part of the game, and I forget when it was. I almost brought this up. You saw a sOaK Every Lane. They knew they actually, ironically, they needed to sOaK Every Lane, but they didn't know what else to do because there was nothing else besides like 1 or 2 lanes that they could sOaK, and there was nothing else on there. So we've got the teams coming into the lobby. Let me get you an invite here. The next map is going to be Braxis Holdout, and this is the choice of sOaK Every Lane. They opted they opted to go for map pick, bringing you to Braxis. Now, historically, Braxis Holdout has a history. The first pick wins. The first pick usually wins, like, I think it's like 75% of the time, at least in pro play. And I think this bears out in last season's NGS stats. However, Braxis Holdout has been updated. Do you think that changes the snowballing, not the snowballing, but like the first pick advantage on this map?
I think it definitely helps because it means that you don't lose in draft as much as you used to because the map is not a snowball anymore. In previous iterations of the map, if you lost the draft and then you got the first Zerg wave, that was it. That was GG. You won the early game, you got the first Zerg wave, you ran it down, you probably got, 2 forts and a keep maybe. That might be an exaggeration. But you got a massive XP lead that would usually catapult you over 10. You got 10, you picked up a boss. Okay, you got boss, now you got the 13 advantage off of it. And it was so easy to snowball the map. Now that doesn't happen as much anymore. And so it doesn't make the map quite as draft dependent.
Oh, sorry, I was taking a big swig of water there. We're getting the teams into the lane here. Now, knowing adults with jobs, they have a history in NGS of picking Ragnaros, and this is one of his premier maps. So we could well see a Ragnaros. We could still see the Phoenix.
Phoenix with Planet Cracker is almost like the new Rag on Braxis in a way. I'm sure that many people have seen the clip of the Phoenix. The Phoenix Planet Cracker just annihilating almost an entire Zerg wave.
All right, gladiators are ready, contestants are ready. We're going to get into Braxis Holdout. The next map here. Let me update the score very quickly. Adults with jobs up 1-0.
Braxis Holdout.
The fact that sOaK Every Lane decided to go to Braxis makes me think that they have some kind of strat they want to pull on this map.
Yeah, absolutely. Or I mean it's NGS. We don't really know. They could just be like, this is the map that we play.
That's true.
But we're gonna find out. And I think this, at the very least, adults with jobs, they're gonna give us a big clue as to what they want to run on this map from this first ban.
I'm hoping to see a lot of Genji and Urel priority here. Genji is completely broken on this map because he's one of the best ganking and rotational heroes in the game. Braxis is all about ganking and rotations, and his level 7 deflect talent makes it so that he can do boss very quickly if he has a little bit of help.
The Urel ban definitely makes me think they're going to go Ragnaros. If they want Rag in that top lane, the Urel ban makes a lot of sense. I don't think we see Genji get through this ban phase.
I hope we don't see Genji get through this ban phase. I would be very disappointed.
Very, very true. So who's going to flinch first? Adults with jobs maybe try to get it themselves or ban it out. Game of Genji chicken, as it were. Don't ban it. They ban the Phoenix instead.
Yeah, they might be trying to push the Genji ban onto sOaK every lane, or they're just going to try to take it themselves.
Yeah. And that, again, this fits my Ragnaros theory. If you want to stop them from getting Planet Cracker and have the crazy Zerg killing advantage.
Is it the Genji?
Yeah. They're really thinking about it. They kind of put them in... Yeah. Oh, you know what? Adults with jobs must be famous for their Maiev play. We've seen Maiev banned out twice here. First, and there's no immediate Genji pick. They want Raynor.
Interesting. I think that's basically always a mistake unless you're not confident in your own Genji play.
That might be true, but Adults with jobs... I think that just speaks to how much they value the Raynor because he was the first ban for them last game.
I think Raynor is definitely strong. Ooh.
Nobody wants to play the Genji.
Nobody apparently feels the Genji as OP as I do.
Yeah, nobody. And he was banned out last game, but they're kind of waiting. The game of Genji chicken continues, and instead they steal the Asmodan back from Adults with Jobs. I don't think they were planning to go Asmodan ever.
I don't believe sOaK with LaNe has played much Asmodan this season.
Okay. They hold it out. Ooh.
Oh.
Cho'Gall ban?
This draft is getting funky.
Yeah, it really is. This is a real Adults with Jobs draft, I feel. They're one of the funkier teams in NGS, from my experience. And the Ariel Garrosh definitely out of the ordinary. And it looks like they had to have been planning the Asmodan Johanna from the start. Oh, is the Abathur coming?
Abathur is definitely very strong on Braxis, but only really as a solo support.
Yeah.
I don't really think you could run Abathur as just a flex spot on this map.
I mean, it could be coming for sOaK every lane. This is their map choice. They go for the Johanna Asmodan. They ban out the Dahaka when they could have taken him.
Also, I just looked it up. sOaK every lane has not played Asmodan once this season unless there's a replay I am missing.
This is really breaching into the pocket strats here.
Yeah.
Deckard Cain being banned out. Interesting that they value the Deckard Cain over someone like Whitemane or Tyrande.
Or Genji.
Yeah, that's true. They're looking to get that support. I don't know that Genji actually fits into either team's plan.
I don't think it does.
Yeah. So Cassia's stupid. What is happening? Cassia makes sense.
Cassia makes some amount of sense, yeah. The Stukov is questionable to me because they don't have a lot of lockdown right now.
Yeah.
Like, Johanna Condemn is great, but it doesn't keep someone still long enough for the Stukov silence to get a lot of value. And neither does Cassia or Asmodan really help with that either. Okay, so this is just ultimate push comp.
Yeah, let's run it down. It's got Raynor for sustain, so the Ariel just.
Oh, are we gonna see Exterminator?
Oh, I bet.
I hope so.
I mean, Exterminator's just is not structures, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, Wave Clear is still good.
And Sonya.
Yeah, so pretty standard. I think they just wanted to play the Asmodan on this map, so I don't think that they had anything super special planned, but boy, Adults with Jobs sure do.
Maybe they were planning on taking the Chen or the Zarya.
That's a possibility.
I'm looking it up. I believe Exterminator damage does apply to structures.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, well, if that happens, we're going to be the first to bring it to you.
Oh, no, it is only minions, mercenary, and monsters. Okay, I got it.
All right, well...
I did have to Google that.
All right, well, we got our facts straight. We're going into Braxis holdout. They're looking at these two comps. I mean, this is just... What, Chen just sits top lane soaking XP, and Zarya just pushes the crap out of bottom?
The Chen kind of confuses me because sOaK every lane still had their off lane open, and
Yeah.
Chen still loses most lanes.
Yeah.
So the only reason I could see them wanting to go Chen is if what they really just want to do is they want Chen to drink under tower and then Zarya to just burn it down.
My guess is that Chen, like, is part of their Braxis holdout composition. Like, they just do this. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by chat here. My guess is that they did want to Chen anyway, and they're like, oh, crap, they waited to the last second to pick their offlaner. Oh, just go Chen. That's fine.
Yeah, potentially. A lot of times people will just resort to comfort picks in that instance.
Mm.
Or just what they have been running, if they tried this in scrims, perhaps.
Yeah. All right. Now, looking, though, at sOaK every lane, I mean, I agree with you. That sTookov still confuses the heck out of me. Like, and they have just so much poke and not a lot of finishing. They have Sonya, though.
Yeah. I wonder if they just wanted the sTookov for anti-siege so that they could just, like, stick it right by their gate and try to, to try to push people off of it.
I mean, if that's the case, like, they don't have a whole lot of anti-siege other than Aswad.
Yeah, and also since the sTookov changes, that strategy is not really nearly as effective anymore, since you can't just, like, leave the giant pool there.
Oh, they are starting top. Speaking of which, okay, they're moving down bottom. Anyways, we've got in the blue, Adulta Jobs with the Zarya Chen. We've got Retro Funk playing that Rainer, Myrmiduk on the Garrosh, Randy playing the Zarya, Nats on the Ariel, and I just fizzed on the Chen.
My HOTS just crashed.
Oh, okay. Well, I will do the announcing until you can get back in. I did see you leave the game. Sonya will be played by Kid. DMN13 playing the Cassia Philip K on the Johanna Strokes on the, sTookov, and Tornado on the Aswadan, and they are doing Chen bottom, so they are reversing the typical order to get that big push. Zarya pushing onto this tower. They've almost got the first tower, but Sonya able to chase them away. Randy finally has his shield back up, able to push in Chen all by himself, and this is going to have a response from sOaK every lane, moving top, everybody except Cassia. And actually, if Cassia stays bottom, I think Chen wins that.
Cassia versus Chen lane?
Yeah, it's happening.
That's
What?
Interesting.
It looks like it's not going to stay that way. Kid now starting to mount up and switch places with Cassia. I just fizz now in that lane alone. And it's going to be a 4-man top here in Braxis holdout.
Alright, I am back in the game now.
Awesome. And we have a good point from Blue Laguna in chat. Cassia kind of destroys Zarya and Jimmy, so that's a good pickup from sOaK every lane.
Yeah. Definitely. Cassia, in general, I actually don't know how they're going to deal with the Cassia outside of just a really good Garrosh flip. Because they don't really have any sources of ability damage here.
Speaking of Garrosh flip, there's a flip onto sTookov, who's actually in the backline. Strokes taking a lot of damage for it. Zarya being barely kept alive by this Ariel. They got a Zariel combination. It's not Rainer that's providing most of the sustain. It's instead the Zarya, as well she should be looking at, well, actually Rainer has more hero damage, but it's still a good source of hit. Yeah, we have actually Ariel switching the hat between Rainer and the Zarya as energy dictates.
Speaking of the sTookov pick, we were talking about why they might have wanted it. They might have wanted it because the sTookov is going the cheesy throughput build, the cheesy W throughput build.
Okay. But, Aswin with the big glow, but sTookov is in trouble. Strokes has been playing way up. Very aggressive sTookov. There's a big groundbreaker from Garrosh. Does they have the throw? No, the Iron Skin is out. Garrosh is chasing her down until it runs
Still
out.
might
He
be a
has
blip.
it. Philip gets Philipped, and that's going to be Garrosh and sTookov going down.
Yep. I am worried about sOaK every lane's comp. However, just because they need to get the Asmodan stacked, and I don't think that adults with jobs have any intention of letting this game go on that long.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but Asmodan not going to get too many stacks from minions on this map has to get him mostly from the heroes.
Yeah, and with the amount of just early game siege potential that Adults with Job has, anytime they get an advantage, it's like, okay, there's a wall. Okay, now there's the well gone. Okay, now there's the fort gone.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be difficult for them to just run at them.
Sonya doing a good job bottom. Chen's going to have a real trouble dealing with this Bruiser Camp pushing bottom.
Yeah, this is not one of Chen's winning matchups.
Yeah, and especially into a Bruiser Camp, it makes it just that much harder. I just fizzed, taking a lot of damage from the Sonya and Kid looking as healthy as a pair. I mean, that's not a saying, but... Oh, thank you so much, Kat, for the invade. Kat, I'm glad you're so excited for the Zarya Chen battle.
By the way, this is not Exterminator or Ace in the Hole. This is Veteran Marksman Jimmy. We are going full trait build, it looks like.
Yeah, and full stacking build. Raider with 2 infinite quests on his 1 and his 4 talents, maybe to make him a little bit more late game. Whoa!
Maybe.
Well, I just fizzed. Just fizzed basically.
Oh.
Almost died, but losing matchup. I just fizzed. Says I don't care. I'm a panda and wins. And
Yeah, I
Sonya
could tell you a
bottom.
thing or two about dying to minions. It happens.
Yeah. Chen, an amazing play there. That gives the Adults with Jobs huge advantage, especially in such an early game pushing competition as theirs.
Yeah, Zarya did not go feel the heat, by the way. This is Grenade build Zarya, which I believe is probably better right now after it got buffed, but it still makes me a little sad. We don't get the cheesy amounts of push that it enables.
Yeah, but Randy, solid Zarya already complete with that quest.
Asmodan's still trying to get those stacks desperately, trying not to get zoned off, but the speed barrier with the Garrosh flip put him in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, Randy has to shield back out there, have to really make their escape rate. Asmodand actually doing a really good job with the stacks. Might be able to make it to 200 before 10.
Yeah, that would definitely be a big pickup for them.
Randy's going
Also, one of the lesser-known synergies, speed barrier is honestly broken. It's 50% movement speed for the duration
Yeah.
of the shield,
Yeah.
and with the Garrosh, that is terrifying.
Yeah, Zarya Garrosh speed is kind of a classic, I think. I think I've definitely seen it before.
It's not run too often just because Zarya has fell out so much of the meta, but I believe Tricked Esport ran it. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. But it is really effective.
They're giving up on the Bruiser Camp instead of pushing on the top. Chen, Sonya, I just fist doing. He's still having a decent time with everything. Okay, gonna push in. They've got the Bruiser. There's a big throw onto the Stukov. Strokes is looking in trouble. Strokes actually very low on mana. Garrosh continues the chase, trying to get this kill. It's not gonna happen. There's the grab out of Cassie. Might have another throw. It's not gonna happen.
No. However, they are getting their structures pushed in with this Bruiser Camp. It looks like Asmodan is going to be making pretty short work of it, though.
Yeah. All this brawling is getting everybody their stacks done pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Cassie has just
This-
finished.
This might be the point when you start seeing the Stukov really start putting in work, because with the W build, it is really hard to play, but the idea is that he can always keep his trait on a 5-second cooldown if he times everything perfectly and also only hits one target with his W.
There's a big
And-
groundbreaker. Cassie is slow. She's throwing into the enemy team. She's getting low, but a big heal from Stukov comes out. Retrofunk is in trouble from the Asmodan bomb. Cassie almost hits him to get the kill, and there's a Zarya going down. They stay a little bit too long, and now they've got complete control of the points, and they're getting themselves the Zerg percents.
Yeah. As I was saying, the Stukov build with that cheesy W build, it is the highest theoretical throughput healing build out of any support in the game, I believe.
I just fizz getting Sonya very low. She's spinning, getting a lot of help, but Retrofunk in to cap. Going to stop the percentage from the rotation there. Kid is in trouble, but I just fizz is very low. It's a real knockdown, drag-out fight in bot.
Yeah, some dishonorable tourism there by the Rainer. I very much disapprove, disrupting the honorable 1v1.
Adults with Jobs, though, not here to mess around. Randy stepping way up, getting a lot of energy from stepping up onto that point, and this point will belong completely to Adults with Jobs. Chen might just choose to sit here and drink on point.
He might. Sonya should eventually be able to retake this, though.
Yeah. Although with the way I Just Fizz has been playing, I'm not sure that's as certain of a outcome. Wait, Odd Thought, thank you so much for the big host. I appreciate all the hosts, everybody. Welcome to NGS Division A West Playoffs. We got a heck of a game. Braxis holdout. We've got sOaK EVERy LaNe trying to bring the series back to tied. They're down 1-0. This is their map choice on Braxis.
Oh, the barrel on bot.
Oh, the barrel is out. Kid is in trouble. Ida's Fizz doing a lot of damage. The spin healing her up. Does she make it out? Chen drinking those minions, and Chen wins again.
Oof.
I think comfort pick is the reason that they go Chen here.
Oof. If you're not expecting the barrel, it's it's something.
Randy getting a lot of energy from that Azodan Globe. The Globe basically nullified the shield and gave her the full amount of energy from the Chen. Has bottom. Finally, Adults with Jobs pushing them 4-man off this top point. They've got it once more. Sonya is back up, but it's only going to be in time for defending the Zerg. Unless they can step back on. They're stepping back on. They're choosing to contest this.
Yeah, and remember with the new beacons, they only need to be on the point for it to be contested.
I tend to forget that, but as soon as they step on here to contest it, they're only at 92%. It's only going to take a little bit more, but they're fighting for every ounce. Here comes the Azodan Globe, going to hit 3.
Asmodan's at 200 stacks now.
Yeah, the poke not really favoring anything, but there's the gravity bomb, the aerial damage, and the Rainer damage that give them that pepper. Everybody is just so low, but they don't have a finisher. Sneak off heals everybody up pretty quickly. They're trying to escape. They don't all make it out. Cassia is the one to go down. I did not notice she went Graviton Surge.
I also did not notice that, and I'm a little bit skeptical of it. It got a lot of value right there, but if sOaK EVERy LaNe just doesn't stay clumped from now on, I don't think it should get that much more value because they don't have any wombo with it. And if anything, they have anti-synergy with the Chen barrel.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if we're going to see some Chen barrel accidents later on in this game, but who knows if Chen will even see his 4-man for the rest of the game.
That's a very good point.
All right, the Zerg are there. Adults with Jobs make the most of that kill. Excellent Graviton Surge from Randy. Gonna get the blue Surge pushing. There's another barrel into the Zerg.
Oh no.
Oh, Kid is in trouble. Trying to spin her way out. She has a lot of health, but here comes the rest of the team. sOaK might have to save. Everybody's here. This is going to be a full team fight. Chen now is the one in trouble in the background, getting the shield from Zarya. There's the Blessed Shield coming out, stunning 3 people. Murmadu getting very low, and Garrosh is going to be one to go down. Graviton Surge stops him from pushing any harder, but an excellent rotation from sOaK EVERy LaNe.
Jimmy is going to get some free push in top now that Fort is likely to go down.
Yeah, but that, all things considered, having one Fort from losing the Zerg wave go down, pretty good shape for sOaK EVERy LaNe, especially if they can push onto the Fort themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Asmodan continuing to stack here as well. The later this game goes, the more likely it is that sOaK EVERy LaNe is going to pull out ahead.
Yeah, well-timed camp on the side of sOaK EVERy LaNe, able to get themselves a Fort, and that's even though they've lost the Zerg, it's pretty much a tie game right now.
Yeah, I definitely think that Favor should start tilting more towards the Asmodan team as he continues to get more stacked. But there's still always the wombo potential on the side of Adults with Jobs, so you never know.
Garrosh opting for the double up talent. I don't think we see anything too crazy from sOaK EVERy LaNe. We do see Mystical Spear. Sonya going very spear heavy on this composition.
Yeah, Spear build I think is still the standard if they don't have a lot of interrupts for the E, which they do have a couple with the Garrosh, and I suppose, I guess Graviton Surge doesn't actually interrupt the spin, does it?
I don't think so, yeah. Actually,
Virulent Reaction picked up for the sOaK here, so look to see some root plays coming out.
Yeah, both teams looking to push as hard as they can. At this point in the game, I'm not sure who this favors. Yeah, they're Adults with Jobs instead responding to top, letting their cat push bottom. I don't know if they get here in time to save the Fort. Oh, the barrel is out, but Chen is just getting poked to death.
Yeah. At this point in time, teamfight should definitely be more favored for sOaK every lane, I think.
Crystal Aegis comes out. The Graviton Surge has got 3. There's a big stun. It's going to kill everybody in there. The Azulin Globes are not enough. Adults with Jobs looking very low, but now Azulin and Stukov are on the run. The Stukov ult is out. It's going to save them for the time being. The stun from the Groundbreaker lands, but they choose not to follow it up because the beacons are up. And what a team fight for Adults with Jobs. They get the Graviton Surge value.
Man, that was crazy. I feel like at this point, Adults with Jobs is more or less just out-buttoning sOaK every lane now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really rough fight. That was basically all about choke control.
Yeah.
They moved through that choke. sOaK every lane didn't punish them for it, and Zarya able to find a 3-man Graviton Surge as they were trying to follow up on Adults with Jobs moving through there.
They're going to pick up 16 now and then push with this boss, and this is almost certainly going to be fort and potentially the keep wall too.
That was a huge team fight to lose. They're going to clear up this boss pretty quickly. Azulin almost stacked.
Right now.
Oh, another Graviton Surge landing on 2. They don't have the follow-up though. Mervidu gets the taunt just to try and stop Cassia and Stukov from doing anything. They back off. A lot of ults go out there, and Adults with Jobs, even though they have the 16 advantage, don't really find any kills. They only find a fort, but they find themselves the Zerg instead. And Zerg are pushing on a keep.
Yeah, this is likely keep. If they get picks, it could even be game at this point. They're still up 16.
Their ults are back soon. Graviton Surge, pretty low cooldown, all things considered.
Yeah, it did get its cooldown lowered a while ago. I remember.
Yeah. I haven't played Zarya in so long. I was like, that seems like it used to be a lot longer. Here comes the Hyperion out. There's the flip, but it's Johanna. She throws out the Iron Skin immediately busted. Now Chen causing
the
a
barrel.
ruckus. Asmodan throws out some globes to try and stop everything, but the Zerg are too powerful. This is going to be a keep going down, and Stukov being the chosen target. Sonya, in fact, does not interrupt her spin, but she gets killed. Getting killed will definitely interrupt your spin.
I wonder if that barrel was just there to push the Stukov away from the Johanna, just so that he couldn't heal anyone.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of zoning out of the healer of Cassian, just trying to focus on everybody else. There's another kill. The Zerg are on the core. Adults with Jobs looking kind of low, but Ariel is going to be able to heal everybody up, and this is probably game number 2 going to Adults with Jobs, unless they can defend it. Oh, they might have got the defense.
No. I think that's game.
Yeah, this is
Asmodan is very low on mana.
Game number 2, and the win for the series going over to Adults with Jobs. They move on to the semifinals to face Stepdads, which you'll be able to see in this division next week. And let me update the score. And what a set of games. I think you're right. I think the story here is Adults with Jobs not only knowing their win condition, but out-buttoning the enemy team when they made mistakes.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like they won almost every team fight, even in ones that they shouldn't have been favored in. They still ended up pulling ahead.
Yeah.
And I think that largely comes down to buttoning and positioning.
Mm-hmm. They really were able to abuse. They were in control of all of the fights. They knew what they needed to do in each one. They work really well as a team. I know these guys from talking with them over the seasons in Amateur Heroes, and they've been playing together for a very long time. They've been a team ever since Chair League Season 1, and they've mostly remained the same roster.
Yeah, that would explain somewhat, too, their synergy. If you've been together a really long time as a roster, there's definitely a lot more synergy that just kind of comes naturally in things like fights. And very chaotic moments when you don't always have the opportunity to plan out everything that's going on. Just having that experience together definitely makes things flow a lot more smoothly.
Yeah, and they also play to their strengths. Randy, obviously a very good Zarya player. I Just Fist, clearly a very good Chen player.
I'm interested to see them going forward, because I think their biggest strength is just that built-in synergy that they have. And I wonder if some of their more wonky draft or macro decisions would get punished by other teams.
Yeah, it's true. They do face Stepdads, who are the 3rd seed in the semifinals in the next round. They're going to move on to, and the winner of that's going to move on to the finals. So very exciting. Hope you guys stop by. We're going to have an interview with Retro Funk. Oh, it looks like he is in. I'm going to just go ahead and we're going to move into the coin toss. All right, we are here, Retro Funk. Welcome to the interview. You guys go up 2-0 over sOaK eVeRy LaNe. How do you feel about those games?
I feel pretty good.
Awesome.
We had an expectation that they might do that to us on the second game, but we had a plan.
Exactly.
I'm sorry?
You had a feeling they might do what to you exactly?
Oh, so we've had a terrible record on Braxis for a while, and we've actually avoided it the entire season 5. So we've kind of like quietly been trying out some comps to see what we can do to improve, and that was one of them.
Okay, that definitely seems like a tryout comp coming from you guys. Typically, Braxis holdout can be rough if you get picked into it. So we were wondering what the Braxis holdout was, if they had any kind of special plan, and it looks like it was just scouting. Excellent. I think you guys all did excellent job. Chen, though, they were putting on a show. I Just Fizzed, getting 2 kills down in that Sonya. Is Chen just a comfort hero for I Just Fizzed?
That's one of them, yeah.
Nice.
He loves. We don't have many comps where he fits, but this is one of them. So he's pretty psyched to pull him out.
Can you explain how Chen fits into this composition for you guys? Because it was a little weird, especially picking the Chen before they chose their offlaner.
We picked the Chen. Oh yeah, you're right. We did. They had last pick. So the purpose of this comp, if you haven't guessed, is to be infinite in the 4-man lane. So pretty much every hero that we have never has to go back.
Yeah.
And so we just put an insane amount of pressure into that lane.
Right.
And all that I Just Fizz has to do is hold bot. And Chen does that quite well when he doesn't have Urel.
Yeah, that was where we seemed a bit confused, because it seemed like Sonya wins that lane on paper.
Yeah, well, if Chen can dodge Sonya's Qs, then Chen will win it, or Chen will at least hold the lane. But we don't have an expectation that he would hold the point. We're just gonna destroy the forts without the wave.
Yeah,
which is that's the purpose of the comp. So.
Yeah, no, that part made sense, and I'm actually a little bit surprised that Randy went grenade build instead of feel the heat to try and get more siege damage.
Yeah, we wanted grenade because of the Cassia.
Okay, makes sense. Now, speaking of strange talents, you don't see Graviton Surge very much, but you guys got some hella value out of it. Is that pretty standard for you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Randy likes he likes the weird talents sometimes, but that one works really well against us, or with our comp here.
Very nice. Park, you got any questions for game number 2 there?
So for game number 2, I'm just a little bit curious, why the barrel on Chen?
Because he can catch people out and bring them to us. So like you saw, I mean, that sOaK kill was the beginning of the snowball that allowed us to win, and he got it because of the barrel. So we take it because of isolation.
Makes sense. I suppose my other question is, Garrosh Zarya, did you guys pick that knowing the speed barrier Garrosh synergy there?
Oh yeah. This isn't a joke comp. This is a practice comp.
Yeah.
We played this quite a bit. Yeah.
It's still pretty funny.
So Garrosh comes out like a wrecking ball, and then
we possibly use this wrecking ball. Now, looking at game number 1, Sky Temple, you guys had pretty strong control there. It looked like the game was in danger of turning on you at some point. What was the plan in turning?
You mean that very last fight?
I think so. And also, like, you guys lost one of the fights kind of early, and then I think you had a really good turnaround at some point. Like, they came at you lost some people, and then you turned around and just killed everybody.
Yeah. They definitely had their fair share of blows on us at the beginning there, and it was a really good trading. But at the end, our purpose was, or our goal was basically just to avoid them and kind of take as many tower shots as we could by like rotating. And they caught us.
Yeah.
So that was not an intended fight, and we just had to go crisis mode and recover.
You guys did a really good job in doing so in that crisis mode. Now, is Asmodan something you guys you guys play that pretty much regularly, right? And that's not something.
Oh yeah, that's one of Randy's top picks.
That's excellent. And the Realm Murden, very strong. Nothing I can really fault on Sky Temple. Park, do you got any more questions for adults with jobs here?
What are your in-fight comms like?
In fight or just like in the map generally?
Specifically in team fights.
Well, it depends on who's playmaking, I guess. Like on Braxis, our target color is the Garrosh, is Myrmidon. So he's gonna call out a target, and then we're just shouting to kill that target. And if we have a target swap, there's a lot of shouting for that target swap. On the Sky Temple, it's much more macro driven. So our calls are really like if we've really isolated someone, then we're calling the kill. Otherwise, we're kind of just feeling it out and disengaging if we need to, and kind of finding another advantage on the map.
Mm-hmm. Specifically, when you quote unquote go into crisis mode, what exactly does that look like? Because you guys turned around a lot of fights, and you looked like you were much more coordinated in fights than sOaK Every Lane was.
Well, I think in crisis mode, the main voice we hear is Nats, is our healer, and she's calling out the mitigations that we're getting. So one of the things, were we Deckard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were Deckard. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a level 13 talent that Ancient Blessings. That's what it's called. Where she'll call that out, and our auto attacks heal us, and it's actually like an insane turn ability.
Yeah,
because they'll be coming into us, and then we're doing more damage and healing ourselves, and so we call. So we're listening to Nats for if we are good to go back in, and if it sounds like we are, then we just go ham on the lowest target. Again, specifically on that fight, they used every tank ability they had, so it did not matter the target choice, and they were so low that we just knew that we had to blitz forward and get in position to kill.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me. I think that's it for questions from us. Shout outs are yours.
I've got to give a shout out to my team for good performance throughout the season. Actually, I want to shout out Jay Howe. He's been giving us tips.
Oh, nice.
So, certain maps, like they banned Dragonshire. I think the reason they banned Dragonshire is we got coached on how to play it, and we haven't lost since. And we didn't know how to play it before that point, so I have to give some credit to Jay Howe there.
Oh.
The sOaK Every Lane, you guys did awesome. It was a pleasure to play you, and thank you guys for your cast.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. You going to be at BlizzCon?
Oh yeah, we'll see you again.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
I assume you're going too?
Oh yeah, and I'm sure my dad's going to get the good seats again.
Yeah, we're going to angle for those as well.
Nice. All right, well, see you around. Thank you so much, and congratulations once again for your 2-0 victory, and good luck in the semifinals.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. That was Retro Funk with Adult with Jobs joining us here in NGS. What a couple set of games here. That was really good. I think that's it for NGS for tonight. It's getting late for everybody. Park, thank you so much for joining me. You have fun?
Yep. It was great being here. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's a good set of games here. Real interesting second game. We got the big Zarya, Chen, and the Braxis holdout. So make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you follow me and tell your friends when I'm casting. Hit the follow button there on twitch.tv/ghostdunk. If you're watching, it's right, just below there on the screen. You can click it. I will be casting Div A and Storm Division playoffs, and I will be casting the Storm Division final. So make sure you stay tuned for and see how the rest of the NGS playoff shakes out. Park 555. Where can people find you on the internet, if anywhere?
Probably flaming in other NGS Twitch channels, to be honest. If you can't find me there, you could probably find me flaming either on the NGS Discord or on the Nexus Schoolhouse.
Very nice, very nice. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure tonight. Once again, we've got Adults with Jobs going up 2-0 over sOaK eVeRy Lane. And they will move on to face Stepdads in the semifinals, so make sure to tune in for that next week. Tomorrow, I know I have a game tomorrow. Let me look at the...
You have our game.
Yeah, I do. I have Happy Accidents versus Average Joe's tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. Pacific, and then I will be co-casting with Ripper, the Storm Division game, Trademark Gaming versus DG on Saturday, so make sure you join me for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. My co-caster has been Park555.
Yep.
And I've been Ghost Dog. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I don't really have anybody to throw you to, so, you know, check out some other great Heroes content and have a good night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you later.
See ya.